Yeah, listen, having the psychologist there, it's not something that we've seen before, and it could be a big brain play because mental state, a land environment, one of the most important things. Is, she's not going to be there telling them how to, rotate and run a flag and all that kind of stuff. They should have already done their homework in their scrims and their practice and their VODs and stuff like that. And now it's just game faces, then getting into it. So it should be interesting how it plays out, and it might just be the edge they need to take out Kitbash. But map number 1, first up, King of the Hill on Recharge.
You need to be concerned. I mean, this is where it all started, that near reverse sweep against Divine Might. It was King of the Hill that kicked it off. They found their momentum, and then things got very, very scary for the first seed coming into this competition. As we look to get into the map, Justin, I'm hyped, I'm ready. Kitbash is back on the stage. It's the battle of the young blood here. Mindfreak looking to reclaim former glory. Kitbash looking to punch on.
Yeah, and something interesting that we found out from Dxvinity's interview earlier when they won their series against Vertex is that Kitbash concentrated on learning King of the Hill because it was the newest map, and they saw that as an advantage. Learn and be the experts on that game type, and then it's a free map against the teams that are like, they're working on their capture the flag and all that kind of thing. They saw an opportunity. Seems to be panning out for them so far. We'll have to see how the rest of the map plays out. Lolleey with that camouflage.
Has the camo, he's got some decent time on the hill itself, finds a kill for his trouble as well. He's going to find the back at Benjy, but no, denied the opportunity, courtesy of the rest of the Mindfreak roster, rotating in for support. Lith, now the last one alive. Looks like Ninjestics gave him the punt.
Wow, now Benjy down bottom mid on his own. No one pushing him just yet. Scoreline does take a little while to build up. For those that have just joined us, King of the Hill, you need to win 4 zones to take away the map. If you do not win a zone, you get nothing for your troubles. And Lith already heating up with a lovely no-scope, backed up by the double kill, cleaning house while his brother's in arms, down bottom mid, rack up the points in the hill.
And that's the thing, they're already popping off. We can hear them already going on stage. If we're still in map 1 of the series, and Kitbash are trying to get in the heads of Mindfreak. Ninjestics goes to the contest on the Lith. He's being forced back from his position. Now on the objective itself, Ninjestics gets in. They finished off Dxvinity, and it's their time to get some play on the objective, but no. Look at that, the turnaround from Kitbash.
Lith played that perfectly. He applied pressure, he held those players back, but he didn't give away his life. He would have had the communication. It's like, all right, boys, they're pushing up, they're watching you. I'm gonna have to rotate. And he played it. He changed his position, applied some more pressure, and he's still alive, maintained the power weapon, and they scored on that hill as well. Lith going insane.
My God, they are dominating the Slays right now. 7 collectively for Mindfreak, which, I mean, that's less than Dxvinity and Lith put together. This is getting crazy. Scoob there to cover. Lith stays alive. They are pushing on towards the objective. They are looking to wrench control away.
And here's Benjy. Easy double kill for a man like him. Cold killer. Now, things have slowed down a little bit. A lot of the Kitbash players into the respawn screen, so it looks like they're going to recollect themselves. And Mindfreak, they're taking quite control of this C-plat hill, and it looks like they're poised to take it out. The Kitbash guys opting to let them have it and just get some map control.
I don't even know if it's a case of letting them have it, because Mindfreak had a solid hold. Any sort of contest that came, and they do maneuver themselves to the next one. So, I mean, I suppose it did hit that threshold. Benjy there getting in support. We saw the pick miss from Deano, but we missed it.
That's really unfortunate. I apologize for the viewers watching. We've been talking about the Needler all the last 2 days and we missed it. But no, we switch over. It's in his hands, finding himself Lolleey. Backs him off with the battle rifle. He's just a little bit of a teaser. There's something pink coming his way. 1-1 is the scoreline currently. Deano from Mindfreak. 2 and 5 right now, but I think it might just be him warming up a little bit, trying to get comfortable, finding Lolleey. Will Lolleey be able to get him? No. Deano staying nice and steady there, but he does get cleaned up, and Kitbash coming in to take control of this hill.
Convert it, and they are going to start racking up progression. A little bit of a repulse and A play from Dxvinity. But right now, it seems that Mindfreak are trying to figure out how they crack this hill, and you can see multiple bodies trying to deal with Lolleey off the objective, and now they've cleared out multiple members of Kitbash, and they're flooding on through to contest.
And listen, look at this Mindfreak push. They're going in methodically as a unit. They get a couple of picks. They go through. Now Lolleey, Kitbash are always on top of those power-ups, but Deano has something to say about that, easily taking him down. And that invisibility cloak is just sitting down there, ready to be grabbed, but no one able to grab it. Someone just slid in, grabbed it. Scoobmeistr caught unaware. Dxvinity working well with his teammate to take that player down, but Ninjestics puts him into the respawn screen. Lith pop down bottom mid. Ninjestics goes down. So many players left and right just falling over.
Oh, that was almost a big play from Lith. Unfortunately, just couldn't quite get himself turned around. But I mean, you look at the coverage from both these teams so far here on Recharge. Every single kill we've seen has been the result of multiple players from the other team getting involved.
Yes. Now, Mindfreak taking the lead. It's 2-1, early days. Kitbash came out of the gates pretty hot. There's Benjy using that commando, the boom, in Margaret Court Arena as that thing fires off, backing off that player. I know I'd be running away if that thing was shooting at me as well. Finds himself Scoop. Lith's there to help him out. The classic bait and switch, but Ninjestics with the flank to take them out, helping them out. And look at that. 2-0 exchange for the kills there in the Mindfreak boys.
3 kills go the way of Ninjestics. They clean up the 4th as well, forcing them out of position so they can start to get towards this 3rd point. Mindfreak coming in with their absolute A game, and it seems that the pocket psych difference is working for them today.
Absolutely. Very composed. They seem very organized, and Kitbash, the hyper-aggressive, hyped up squad, we are not hearing a lot of noise from those guys.
They started barking early, but they're getting quiet now. They know that on the back foot, a 360 double for Benjy. Picks up the rifle as well, and on the back of it, a 3rd hill captured.
Yeah, quickly getting out of hand for Kitbash as Mindfreak are taking over this game. Benjy with that shock rifle. Camo about to spawn. Looks like Kitbash are getting ready for it, but Benji's angle here, you got to appreciate that. Lith trying to run away. One shot cleaned up before Benjy could even get there. And I like this. Ninjestics now with that camouflage moving throughout the map. He is the man on the map you need to be watching right now. He can just pick Kitbash apart. The panic must be setting in for those guys currently. They're 1 hill away from losing the map. Then you have an invisible guy just stalking around, ready to give you the old back smack.
He made it be Deano, but he's looking like he might go for a cheeky active camo needler play. Ninjestics, he's hunting for it. What could he find? Might have a hard time given how much his teammates are fragging out.
Yeah, listen, I think he might be getting a bit bored. He's just, should I use the needler? No, I'll use the BR. Should I use the needler? No, I'll use the BR. And he just switches them around. Ninjestics not seeing a lot of action.
Whoa!
And as soon as he pokes his head out, it just gets taken off by that shock rifle.
Yeah, look, there's a reason Deano's the king of the needler. Ninjestics, look, we love it, but, calm down. You're student, not the master right now. Pushing through. Objective control is significant for Mindfreak right now. They've got so much progression towards the hill. Now we've got the Needler King here. Shots out, but no, he's finished. Can they hold the objective? It's converted, but look how much time is left for Mindfreak. If they can get back in, get control, they can take it. This is the best shot Kitbash have to keep this one going.
They got a sliver of hope left on this one. Map 1 lives on the line. On board with Lolleey from Kitbash. We've already seen some of the damage he's been able to apply so far in DreamHack Melbourne. And here's Benjy here to clear him out. And look at that. Lolleey just not strong enough. Benjy going in, trying to find players, but they're already all dead. They're being cleaned out. Now Mindfreak in the hill. That's going to be racking up. Lith trying to do everything that he can. He goes down. Map number 1 goes to Team Mindfreak.
Kitbash talked. Dxvinity talked about how they put the effort into King of the Hill. Mindfreak come in and they absolutely lock them out.
Yeah,
look, the only difference I'm noticing, Mantis is out. Look, the guy puts in the work, but it's just something extra. It's that mental game that is so key here in the championship bracket.
I mean, you've got to want it. You've got to believe. You've got to manifest it into the universe if you want to win. And it looks like that mental coach has just been the difference maker so far. And Kitbash, they fall in map number 1, but Mindfreak, they looked very organized, didn't they? They knew what they wanted to do on the map and they executed, which we've kind of been hoping to see. And the guys on the analyst desk touched on it, that we hadn't really seen Mindfreak at full strength. Is this a preview?
I do reckon. I reckon this is what we have been waiting for. We wanted Mindfreak to show up. They're coming back in looking for that former glory. I mean, it doesn't discount what Kitbash brought to the match. They started with an absolute tear. They were going off. They were finding big kills, but something that Mindfreak have done in the last 24 hours has allowed them to recuperate those losses, get control back of the map, and they then did not give it up at all.
No, they didn't, and it wasn't for a lack of trying. I mean, there's a couple of clipperoonies from the Kitbash boys there, but getting a nice no-scope here and there isn't enough to get the W on that map, and we will be moving into the next one.
I mean, you gotta remember how that map started. Like I said, they went absolutely nuts. They were going off, the talk was coming, and then they got really quiet because Mindfreak were bringing it back. And I mean, a team like Kitbash who ride high on emotion, the worst thing you can do is get quiet.
Yes. Now, moving into this next game, Panda. Slayer and Catalyst. These guys, Kitbash, they're organized, but they're also quite scrappy. They work together, they just get in there, they roughhouse the other team. So this map could potentially play into their favor, I think.
I mean, that's it. They need to ramp up. They need to be up in the face of Mindfreak, constantly forcing them onto the back foot. You don't want to give them time to think, which, I mean, we've heard about in the videos. Junior, he's one of those players that is a lot more focused on figuring out and breaking down these maps and where to go moment to moment. And you look at it, Ninjestics. By the way, it is Ninjestics, not Ninjestics. You Australian.
That's just my big lips getting in the way of my mouth when they're flapping around. They get a bit out of control.
But I mean, look, he wasn't a standout player, and I mean, he wasn't the one popping off with all the frags. He wasn't the one just constantly hunting down members of Kitbash. But he's the one that keeps them moving.
He still went pos 7.
Exactly, that's the thing. He was still there. He was still involved. But it's about these players who enable the superstars.
Yeah, and you know what? Having a scoreline like that when you're not getting big pop-off plays, you're not no-scoping across map and that kind of thing, it just proves how organized the Mindfreak roster is so far in this series, is that he must be putting himself in the best positions possible for his teams, clearing out one-shots, assisting where he can, and we'll have to see if he can back it up again. But we are on board with Benjy from Mindfreak.
They're looking to get this map underway in a pretty significant way too. And look, already the contest over towards gold. Lith and Scoob find themselves too to get the map started. Deano, no shields, has to wait for the regen to come through. They've lost Junior as well, so it's a great 3K to start it off, but a trade to come through. A 4-kill start for Kitbash is pretty solid.
Woo! Now Scoobmeistr, that mouse and keyboard effect, going in strong there, finding one with that no-scope. No scopes required, and now he's got a couple of bullets still to play with here, rotating with his boys. They've got an early lead, so, brushing off that previous loss and starting off things pretty hot.
Yeah, I mean, it's the difference between control and keyboard and mouse, of course. It's the fine movements. It's the subtle movements you see. You can just be that little bit more precise when you're flicking across the mouse pad. And right now, Scoob, with the skewer in hand, could look to put it to work, but unfortunately, Ninjestics plays the angles better, holds it down. They've got the members to try and force Kitbash back, and you got to be careful. We've seen what happens when Mindfreak regroups.
That's so interesting. Ninjestics been so patient there. Double kill for him. Now he's got that skewer that was left behind by Scoob, looking to do some damage. Deano does get naded out. 2 players pushing him. Ninjestics trying to do everything that he can to stay alive, but he does fall. Dxvinity finding himself father. Benjy looks like he's a dad himself, taking him out. Double kill for him. Junior, sit down, son. 12-7 the scoreline. Kitbash waking up a little bit. Third's there. I'm paying that triple kill. Fourth's there if he wants it. But Ninjestics setting him down. I was like, listen, you're getting a little bit too hot, kid. Calm down.
I mean, that's what I was talking about. This is what Kitbash need to be doing. Up in the face, aggressive, not giving Mindfreak the time or room to think whatsoever. Mindfreak find the opening. They slow it down just a little bit. You can see it is just that rotating 4-man death ball halo.
Yep, now overshield, that has popped. So Mindfreak, being an organized team, composed, they would be looking to concentrate on that power up, making sure that they put it into their MIPS. Now, Benjy, Guardian Angel Medal, making sure that he's watching over his teammates, finds himself one. He knows there's multiple players there, so he just runs away, straight away, valuing his life. Now, Junior, with this overshield, can just be a wrecking ball for his squad, and they're hunting them down, and Kitbash, they're just rotating away. I love it, but Ninjestics grabs himself a pick.
I mean, we saw it in our first match of the bracket. Of course, Direwolves and Immunity stepping up to meet the championship bracket standard, and we are seeing that out of Mindfreak as well. They are ramping up their play. They're bringing absolutely everything to bear. Junior, the last remnants of that overshield, he's just going to back himself off, look to play with the team.
Yeah. Just a note there, Panda. You saw Junior, he rounded that corner, and maybe some less experienced players were like, oh my god, 3 players. Whoa, here comes a triple kill. Didn't shoot a bullet, he backed off. He was like, there's 3 players, I've gathered the information, I've got to wait for my teammates to push up. Heads up play from Junior there. Now with Deano applying that pressure, scoreline has been tied up. Mindfreak able to close that gap. Now moving in for the kill. Father Benjy and Deano working well together here. And now Benjy, he's got that skewer in hand. 4 bullets, that's fully loaded, ready to go, trying to find his next victim.
He's on the hunt. He's just, you can see him. He's hungry. He's swinging around, looking to put it to work right now. He's going to head towards Ivy, try and find the long angle to shut someone down. But you can see Kitbash and know that there is a power weapon in play. They're not going to take the direct gunfights. They say that they swing out, but they have the numbers to take him down.
Maybe a little bit too hungry there, Panda. I mean, he really had himself exposed, the top Ivy there. Yes, he had the skewer so he could get a quick and easy kill, but you got double push and just deleted instantly. But Ninjestics now good eyes over that overshield. Might have to wait for a pick before dropping down to get it. Kitbash doing what they can to maintain pressure on the OS. Now finding himself 2 players there. Ninjestics, I love the different angles that he's taking. Ninjestics and Father Benjy's with double kills, so that should create an opportunity to grab that OS.
Deano providing Overwatch spots out. Scoob is going to look to back off. You can see Mindfreak just flooding towards him to shut him down. They are looking to establish some significant control over this Catalyst map. Deano, he's not done yet. The Bulldog in the server, unfortunately caught by a nade, but you look at how much priority he gave his team there.
Fantastic stuff. And Mindfreak has now taken the lead. Yes, it's only a 3-kill lead, but they were trailing by about a round of slays. So for them to get a roughly 8 to 10 kill swing, great stuff, utilizing that overshield and really taking their time, making sure their pushes are coordinated.
Benjy and Junior looking to do work here, but Scoob finds both of them shutting down the play. Deano answers back, takes the leader of Kitbash off the board. They are finding some big picks right now, and they keep that gap out by 2, rounding the corner. The repulsor play, but Lolleey's got shots on. Support comes in to deal with them, though.
And I love that. Ninjestics just backed off because Deano was like, hey, bro, I'm coming. I got him. Takes him out. Ninjestics gets away with his life. Now Lith lurking around the corner. He gets sniffed out. Here he comes. Repulsor off the map. See you later, sunshine. Now on board with Lolleey. He's 6 and 5. Currently, but the scoreline is basically even, so we're not really going to see anyone popping off too hard just yet. Lolleey, a lot of red players through the map there. The players can't see that. We can. So he's pushing towards a big Mindfreak wall of players. He needs to be very careful of what he does. Ninjestics caught out Junior, caught in the open. He does manage to scamper away. Lolleey, shoulder to shoulder with his teammate Scoobmeistr there, and that OS looks like it's just popped up.
Oh, Deano unfortunately caught mid-ramp. Lolleey's going to find that. They're going to set themselves up, but no, look at this. It looks like Mindfreak is stuck in and stole it away. It's burnt completely, but that's an overshield that could have been huge for Kitbash.
Asset denial can be so important. Yes, they weren't able to create any plays with it, but they made sure that Kitbash didn't create any plays onto them. 1 point difference right now. Kitbash really fighting for their lives here. Ninjestics having a look at the scoreline, going 12 and 8, popping off, but Father Benjy 13 and 8, so he's got 1 more kill, and he's got that skewer, and here he goes, trying to take out Lolleey. He does, still got that skewer in the back of his pocket. Kitbash are kind of getting herded like sheep. Here come the wolves, they're on the hunt, and they're going to slaughter them like lambs. Here comes Benjy, and he's hyper-aggressive with that grapple.
He just tunnel visions a little bit there, and it costs him his life, which is not ideal. It does even up the score as well, pushing through. Scoob takes down Deano in the head-to-head fight to push themselves into the lead by 1. And we've talked about it consistently in Catalyst. That halfway mark seems to be the turning point where things accelerate, but this entire map has been ramped up from the start.
Absolutely. Look at the power of that mouse and keyboard. He can just flick so many angles there. He's never caught. He's just 1 flick of the wrist away from looking at another angle, working well with his teammates. The grenades are coming in, but you can see Kitbash, they're hungry. They're right at this door, and it's like, when those nades stop, I'm going in. I'm going in, bro. And here they go. The push comes in. They find themselves 1. Deano trying to stay alive. Scoob! unfortunately gets taken down by Deano, and a little bit of pop-off from the Mindfreak player.
The Mindfreak Bulldog barks. Lith, he finds himself in trouble, shut down by Deano as well. Unfortunate turn of events there for Kitbash right now, but they still hold the lead. They still have the pacing to be able to do this. 10 kills to go, and they can pick the map up for themselves.
We are getting to the pointy end, folks. Don't cut yourself on it. Deano's still alive here. He's 9-4. So neg 1 at the moment. It is a 2-kill game. Moving on through. He's going to go up top mid. This is a bold play. He can check so many angles here, but he is vulnerable, but finds himself one. Really great call out there. And then Scoob, not expecting Deano to pop out, finds another. Lith trying to push him out. Deano just rotating so well, being such a nuisance, putting down damage. Mindfreak now have the lead.
That might have just set Mindfreak up for the victory here. He spots two. I don't know if he quite caught Lolleey there, but now he has. He knows there are 3 members of this Kitbash roster across the map, and they can start to corral them. Scoob taking down Junior opens up an opportunity for the team, but Benjy in the back lines looking for it. 1-for-1 trade in the end. But Deano, look, he's hunting. He's found 2. He's mopped up the remnants of the fight, and they are 4 away from victory.
Yeah, 6 unanswered kills from Mindfreak. 4 kills to go. Kitbash trailing by 4. They need to do something now if they want to be able to take this map. But it does seem like there's a shift in the wins. Mindfreak looking incredibly strong and just picking apart every player. No one-shots getting away. Deano on the hunt. Dxvinity just managing to get around that corner, but he's getting collapsed on here. He's a very vulnerable position. 1 more kill for Mindfreak, and they'll take this map. They just hit the NOS button as soon as they hit the 40 kill mark. 1 more to go. Lith staying alive. Scoobmeistr's there. Benjy finds it, secures it. Map 2 to Mindfreak.
They ramp it up, and it definitely feels like Kitbash are facing the trial by fire here in the championship bracket. Justin, we knew it was going to get hot and heavy. We knew the stakes were going to be raised. Kitbash find themselves 1 map away from heading down to the elimination bracket. They've been in this position before. They were able to push back and take it to map 5. I mean, can they do it here when it's all on the line?
No, I think they... Listen, it's a difficult one. Mindfreak are looking pretty good, aren't they? And it's a bit quiet over on the Kitbash side. And we've seen them, you know, pop off even on single kills. They get a double kill and they're getting hyped up and they're backing themselves, and just a bit unfortunate. But Benjy there, 18-12. No wonder they can't pop off when Father Benjy is just giving them a sermon.
I mean, look, yeah, there was some great moments from Kitbash, but Benjy, he had a stunner of a game. But the thing is, we saw a couple of moments there where he gave into the tunnel vision. He was so hungry for a kill. He was so hungry to make that skill work that he was chasing players to his own death. And I think that's where having your psychologist behind the scenes is that advantage, because, you know, she can dial in and say, look, Benjy, we know you want the kills, but remember, we want the victory more.
Sorry, I was listening to what you're saying, Panda, but his Lith was launching off the map there, looking at his face cam. He was just a blank, deadpan face going, oh man. And he's all the way down. And it's a long drop down there.
Oh, look, yeah, you kind of saw the build up. He's tucked into the corner like, please don't see me, please don't see me. And then, boom, out into the open, out into the void. Yeah, unfortunately, there's only so much you can do in that situation.
Absolutely. Now, Mindfreak looking pretty hot.
Ooh, 2 map advantage as well with the choke call. We saw that come out from Kitbash yesterday in their matchup that went the full distance. But, does it feel more appropriate now?
Well, maybe. I mean, I wouldn't say Kitbash are, you know, choking. Mindfreak definitely the favourites here. They are the highest seed. Arguably the strongest squad going up against the underdogs, and they're up 2-0. So I wouldn't say Kitbash are choking. It's just Mindfreak are a bit strong.
Under the pressure, though. I mean, you look, coming into this first competition on the main stage, first keyboard and mouse player on the main stage, you're going up against an organisation as storied as Mindfreak. You don't think that weighs on you a little?
I wouldn't say choking. I'd say they hadn't tied their shoelaces yet and maybe stumbling a little bit.
Doesn't Scoob use Velcro?
Velcro on his shoes. His mum still ties his shoelaces for him. Did have his permission slip signed. I believe he's 17, and yeah, he's skipping school. I apologise to the principal.
No, look, it is what it is. You you need to do what you need to do when DreamHack is on the line.
Absolutely. I'm sure the school board understands. Truancy isn't the worst thing you could be doing. I mean, look at this.
Yeah, I mean, look, if nothing else, they have contested. It hasn't been an absolute blowout. They were finding kills. They kept it close. Another, intensely close Slayer here for Kitbash. I mean, it's happened a few times to them already this week. And I mean, at some point, there's got to be a tipping point, right?
Yeah. Something with Kitbash I've noticed is that unlike a lot of the underdog teams that are trying to fight into that top 4, yes, they lose maps, but they never bow under the pressure. There hasn't really been any games where it's just completely blown out and they've just been dominated. They've managed to stay composed, keep up their energy, and just do their best. And it's proved to work really well for them, paying dividends. Closer games, yes, they're down 0-2 currently, but if they can keep their mental game strong, the series ain't over, all right?
Yeah.
Mindfreak needs 3. They've only got 2.
Yeah, they have yet to have to fork out for anyone's stake dinner right now already. We see Junior looking to push on, try and get some control, come in for that flank from Neon, has the Bulldog as well. Scouts out a lot of information from that push.
They do. Now, Junior here, playing pretty passive, just holding down this Neon street, but he's getting shot around quite a lot, and he's sitting in his little kennel with the Bulldog. He does get taken down. Deano trying to find one, does trade things out with Lolleey there. Now with Scoob, got that commando in hand. Now Kitbash grabbing that ball pretty early, looking to rotate things around. And look at the structure as well. Lith with those rockets, he does trade that one out. Now Deano pushing up here. Dxvinity with the ball. Ninjestics waiting for the take. Oh, thanks. I'll take that. Thanks, mate.
Yeah, not quite realizing that it was someone in such close proximity. The drop wall, though, can it be enough? Yes, it is. Dxvinity with the Bulldog finishes off the kill. Unfortunately, has no idea Junior's just waiting for him around the corner.
Yeah, Junior really heads up play there, jump up in heaven, take that play out. It does cop a bit of a spike grenade going around that corner, so he'll chill out just a sec, wait for his shield to recharge. There they go, that wonderful boom sound that we all know and love. Now rotating that ball around to his teammate, using that super slide down, and I love this from Junior here.
Looking to try and hold this as long as possible. There's just a bit of a juggle, Junior. I mean, look, he had a rather quiet map 1, but this is a map where the objective is key, not just the slays. So he can play around the objective. It allows him just a little bit of extra time to think about what he's doing. Junior, there we go. Takes down Scoob. They're looking for more. This hold so far has been great.
Junior there, looking at those players up in the cafe, and rather than just waiting around the corner, he rotates back around, goes up the jump up, and just gets a play completely unawares. Heads up play from him, really paying dividends so far. Now with Lolleey from Kitbash, he's 3-4 right now, but he is doing a lot of the objective work. He can't slay and hold the ball at the same time, and Kitbash closing up the gap a little bit in the points department.
Scoob had the rockets in hand, but he dropped. That's both of them in the tube for Benjy as well. He's coming around that tram bend, finds the first. Lolleey goes down. Can he find 100% efficiency with the rockets in the tube? He's hunting for it, and we saw last map. He got away from himself. He got a bit too keen. Now, though, he slows the pace. He's not just straight deadpanning towards someone for kills.
No, he is not. He's been very patient, using those rockets beautifully. Mindfreak starting to eke out a pretty solid lead. The push does come in. Benjy opting to let them rotate in, valuing his life. Now, Lith challenging there, but Junior's there to help him out. Lolleey, though, with the double kill. Amazing 2v1 situation, able to take him out. Triple kill for Lolleey. Kitbash starting to heat up. Where's the 4th?
He's got one in the corner. Can he find the kill on Deano? That drop wall might be his undoing, though. He's in trouble. Will trade out the kill, unfortunately, there. But Junior, he's on the job, trying to come in, capitalize on the opening that Deano provided. You're looking at Dxvinity coming to the stairs. The microwave play, unfortunately, not quite as effective as Man of Chicken.
No, it is not. Junior with that red gun, so lethal. 3-shot kill puts you back into the respawn screen. Cheeky little angle there onto Scoob, onto the rail area. And this is Junior's job. He just holds down the tickets, and looks like someone has a ticket to the Bulldog show. go, and he's holding that thing down, but Dxvinity clears him out with a well-placed frag.
Another spanker coming up at about 23 odd seconds through mid, but you look at it, trying to corral this Kitbash roster into the corner so they can make the play for it and put it to use. Of course, the rotates coming in. Lith still has hands on the ball, sitting in that elbow right now. Spots the toes of Dxvinity. Does he know Lolleey's around the corner? He does now. Shots are coming on. Bit of trouble, but Deano, he still has some shields to play with. That Disruptor doing real work, but not enough to get the kill.
No, Deano, have a look at that scoreline. 6-6 with some ball time as well, so pretty solid from performance from him so far. This has been a long oddball round, Panda. Scoreline's pretty even. The clock is starting to run down, and Scoobmeistr learns a lesson that Deano should not be challenged 1v1 Ninjestics. Now, with those rockets, he's got one in the old tube of the spanker ready to put out some discipline.
And he's looking to connect to... He spots Dxvinity and slams him away with that rocket explosion. Will lose his life, but 2 rockets now gone. The next one up in a wee while, so it gives them that breath, that mobility in this map.
Certainly does. Now, Mindfreak starting to close this map out and opting to rotate this ball away. Junior with that Bulldog shuts that down. And Kitbash in a little bit of trouble here. It seems like Mindfreak are very well organized and have all the goodies on the map. Benjy now with that red gun as well. Kitbash do have that ball, but here comes the collapse from Benjy. Lovely flank. Dxvinity and Lith in PD trying to stay alive. Benjy wants to clear them out though, but he gets a couple of grenades and a burst to the face.
They do shut him down. They push again, maybe just giving in to the red mist a little. But as it stands, they've got some good guns. They've got a solid hold. They are only about 30-odd points behind. They are trying to play the front line. Scoob falls now at a 3-3 in terms of players on the board. Lith trying to be that vanguard for his teammate to keep the points on rolling. But you can see Ninjestics and the crew from Mindfreak are heavily aggressing on their positions.
They are. Beautiful kill from Dxvinity. Ninjestics is there. Does get backed off and cleaned up. And that lead that Mindfreak had, we were talking about the fact they were about to close things out, but Kitbash went on a lovely 40-point run, but Mindfreak now with the ball, not going to take too many more points to close this one out. Ninjestics does fall. This might be the last push that Kitbash has time to make, but milking that timer down. 99 points on the board. Last chance for Kitbash if they want to scoop it up, and they do. They've got the oddball. One more point will secure the round for Mindfreak, and here they come. They've got those rockets. They're going to double stack on that ball, ticks it over, and they take round 1.
I mean, that's such a rough position to be in. I mean, a single point, that's so easy to scoop up, even if you then die after the fact. But it's a single round. There's still another opportunity here for Kitbash.
Yep, and I liked what I was seeing towards the end of it. They were pretty far behind, but they went on a good run. They had a beautiful PD hold, able to close things out a little bit. Now, with Dxvinity, crispy shots so far to take out Benjy. Now moving on through, trying to funnel some players around. And Scoob, with that ball, decides to hand it off because he has got those rockets and he can make short work of anyone trying to respond to the call-outs. Shoots out one, connects on it. Dxvinity grabs himself one as well. That's 2 dead for Mindfreak. Third one is in PD. The prediction rocket goes in, but here comes the collapse. Kitbash with a really hot start. 22 unanswered points, and they're rotating the ball towards PD.
Yeah, that rocket, even if it didn't connect on Deano, was enough to set up the kill, forced him into an off angle, and they found him. But the rotates coming through, you look at it, Mindfreak want to get in and start establishing control. Benjy again narrows his sights and tries to go for the player deep, but doesn't know about the fact that Scoob's close on his left, and this is going to be a solid hold.
I love this hold, and each player playing their role perfectly. Had someone on the cafe area, had someone over on plants, just watching the players, giving communication to Lolleey. He gets the word that he needs to get out of there, tries to rotate, but does get collapsed on. 42-point run from Kitbash. Well composed, they're not out of this just yet.
I mean, the answer to everything that they were looking for right now, but finally Mindfreak get their hands on the ball and the points will start rolling for them. Ninjestics as well with that Stalker rifle, looking at range to try and contest. The ball on the ground, the pinks come through, they know they can make a play for it, especially with that spanker coming up at about 15 seconds.
Yeah, that Spanker is going to be key to victory for Mindfreak. I think they are trailing by roughly 40 points, grabbing themselves a couple of kills. Lolleey in a pretty precarious situation. He goes down. Wingman medal for Ninjestics, so just putting down damage on the map with that red gun, working with his teammates beautifully. Junior with one rocket. He does get the second, giving up his life. Bit of a kamikaze there. Scoob trying to stay alive. Ninjestics holding that angle. You see you later, son. You're not getting out of that situation alive. Now, Mindfreak looking to go on a little bit of a run, rack up those points and close the gap.
I mean, you look at it comparatively, the first match both these teams played here in Melbourne, it was great. We saw a lot of questions out of Mindfreak. We saw some great stuff out of Kitbash. Now we're seeing the opposite. We got a lot of questions. Kitbash, can they really contest? And Mindfreak stepping it up in this competition. It's Elim bracket time. They know the stakes.
Yeah, you certainly wouldn't want to go down in the Elim bracket this early on into the championship. But Kitbash, once again with that ball, they're on a bit of a run here, but Mindfreak being very patient. They're not getting desperate. They're taking their time. They're giving the respect that Kitbash has earned throughout the last couple of days of DreamHack Melbourne.
Yeah, they're just not falling to the chaos. They're not letting Kitbash set up for that hyper-aggressive style of play that they love so dearly. Lolleey finding some big kills, some openings, just stalling out the play a little bit with Dxvinity. He's pushing, trying to establish some safety. That little bit of expanse so they can keep that objective held. But the fact that Scoob's the one on the objective could be detrimental. Lith with the microwave ray. No, unfortunately, the support is there in spades for Mindfreak.
And Deano now got that OBJ time racking up. He's got 65 seconds of ball time, so certainly turning up for his squad in that department. He's just smacking the wall. He wants to beat the players. He wants to beat the map. He wants to be the master of all things. And that scoreline is starting to close up with the Kitbash boys. Now, Mindfreak, they're pretty patient, Panda. They let Kitbash have their run. They waited for a time to push. Now it's time for Kitbash to be patient and choose to make their play to grab the ball.
Another rocket about to come in. He picks up the ball. Deano was the one that set it up there as well. He's in a bit of trouble. He just slides his way out. Junior, both rockets going wide, and Dxvinity will find an opening with the help of Lith. They're charging through Palm Tree, but look, the sights are set on this Kitbash roster. Mindfreak are not letting them in freely at all.
No, Junior, it was pretty unfortunate rockets there. I mean, they do still have the ball, but could you imagine how much more control Mindfreak would have if they connected with those rockets? Almost getting stuck there. Scoobmeistr staying alive. Shields are flashing, a little bit vulnerable. Grabs that red gun, throws it onto his back. He's got it there when he needs it, pushing on through. Now, Kitbash again with the oddball. That lead that they had, it got squeezed out, but as we said, they were patient and they've got well set up and they're looking to close out this round.
Hitting that final stretch, 14 points needed. Sorry, not 14, 16. There we go, close enough.
It's always changing, technically.
Yeah, look, it just changes. I was just there at the wrong time. Unfortunately, though, for Mindfreak, they seem to have just lost that little bit of spark here in the tail end of round 2 of the Oddball. 7 points from victory and taking us to our 3rd round of Oddball. Unfortunately, they lose control, and Mindfreak have now the opportunity to close the whole series out.
Yes, and Kitbash, they need to be so careful. Yes, they have about a 20-point lead, but really they've got 1, maybe 2 pushes in them with that timer going down. Junior sat down by Dxvinity, and those points racking up for Mindfreak. Players dropping left and right. Kitbash, they need to do something now. They need to make a push because that lead has completely dissolved. And now Lolleey working in, finds a player in tires. He goes down, trades things out. Mindfreak have taken the lead. Are they going to close it out? They might be able to do it. That's going to be map number 3, and Mindfreak send Kitbash down the elimination bracket.
And the choke calls come out. Look, I think we discussed it. It wasn't really a choke. They are young. They are untested. The snooze call, now that was, yeah, look, it was a bit rough. But, I mean, Kitbash coming into this, Mindfreak stepping up the play, the pocket psych coming in, keeping the boys level-headed. And, I mean, that's the case. It seems level heads prevail.
I want to hear what she was saying. Do you reckon she was being, like, what's her style? And she's like,
I mean,
those boys ain't nothing. You're
I
better
think
than
if we're
them.
lucky,
See that guy? You
we
see that
might
mustache?
get it. We
That
might
ain't a
get an
mustache.
interview.
That's bum fluff. It's like, is she talking smack or is she trying to keep them composed?
Yeah, look, if we're lucky, we might get that interview, of course, with Nat, maybe. I would hope so. I mean, she's got such great insight.
Ninjestics talking is like, yeah, your mustache is pretty good, bro, but not as good as mine.
Yeah, my mustache won. What did yours do, unfortunately?
Mine's got the W.
There, but yeah, look,
What
Benjy,
you do
one
is
day yours will come
you
through.
get the beard oil and you flick it up and it maintains it, keeps the in nice and supple, beautiful stuff, and clean shaven on the sides. Girls love it.
Yeah, look, I mean, Mindfreak is the reason the logo's gold on the chest. That is what they are gunning for here at Melbourne. But, I mean, look, we've had our first round of the upper bracket played. Mindfreak prevailing, Direwolves prevailing. I mean, look, the odds of a matchup between Deano and his former team is just, that could be electric.
Yeah, it's looking likely, isn't it? Now, Father Benjy there going 22 and 20. 20 bomb club, it's always nice to be a part of it. Mindfreak coming out on top. Now, Kitbash, I mean, they're the underdogs who are rooting for him a little bit. You always kind of want the lower seed to win, right? It creates some storylines, gives us something to talk about, but they do go down into the elimination bracket. But this is the Mindfreak that we've been waiting to see.
But there is one thing to remember. This does set Kitbash up for the Cinderella run. The lower bracket run that dreams are made of. And if they do, all they have to do is make it to the losers bracket final and they get to go to Orlando. Who knows what they could achieve in this situation? Backs against the wall, the stakes at their absolute highest. That is a Kitbash that could be the scariest we've seen yet.
I mean, we could see that Cinderella story. They're up there, they're at the ball. They may have lost their first glass shoe, but they can return, pick it back up, and be crowned the princes.
Well, I mean, you look at it, for Spider-Man, it was Uncle Ben. Maybe this is their Uncle Ben right now. A 3-0, it's rough, and it's something that we've been hoping Mindfreak would bring out there. We wanted to see what this roster was really capable of on LAN, and they've given us a show. They've given us an example of what they can bring. Now they progress, of course, and things do get harder.